So it would seem I didn't do enough research on my last Mega Man video, and it resulted in it getting a little bit slammed. Rightly so. Like, here I am going around like some kind of freaking idiot talking about how Dr. Wily was a moron for creating Plant-Man and Dust-Man, and then it was pointed out to me that, hey, he didn't create them, all he did was steal them and modify them for evil. Hey, you know what? Fair enough. But I'd still like to know why he picked those particular ones to modify, alright? Why Plant-Man? Why frickin' Dust-Man? I mean, even Chef-Man would be better for battle than Plant-Man. Maybe he could throw hot grease or something. Or butter. I'd be scared. I'd be scared of a dude that could cook me to death in hot frickin' oil or grease or butter. Forget about it. Coffee Grinder Man? Do I even have to explain to you why Coffee Grinder Man would be awesome? Even manufacturing would be faster and cheaper and easier. You go to Walmart, you buy a $45 coffee grinder, you turn it into a battle robot, you got yourself a Robot Master. How is that a bad plan? So yeah, so maybe he didn't build Plant-Man, but you know what, he still could have picked way better robots to steal and modify than ones that are made for gardening and ones that are made for, like, vacuuming. And you know what, I don't care who made T.O.P.M.A.N, he still sucks. He's always gonna suck. But enough about that, because you know what, more times than not, Dr. Wily did an awesome job with his selections and his creations. Let's take a look at a few of them. Hey, all I gotta say about Metal Man is dude has a frickin' saw blade glued to his forehead. And then, when Metal Man jumps, he always throws 3 giant saw blades at you, really accurately, and they're like half the size of his entire body, so that's incredible. Raises some really valid questions about where he actually keeps them all. But the thing that makes Metal Man a real gem of a Robot Master is that he's an incredible dancer. How do I deduce this? It's simple. Take a look at the floor of his room. It's a frickin' conveyor belt. Instead of slipping and sliding all around his room like an idiot, he's just running in place. He doesn't move an inch either way, no matter which direction the conveyor belt's going. Not even Michael Jackson could do that. This is while jumping, while throwing giant gears. When I was a kid, I didn't know what big words like Gemini meant, so when I walked into Gemini Man's pad for the first time and this happened, I was blown away. But then my mom was all like, well, duh, yeah, Gemini is the 3rd astrological sign in the zodiac, originating from the twin brothers Castor and Pollux in Greek mythology, so it makes perfect sense that there'd be 2 of them. Who doesn't know that? Yeah, actually, she was kind of a douche about it, now that you mentioned that. Beyond him turning into 2 people, he also mimics your shots exactly and your jumping, so it's pretty much impossible to avoid damage, but thankfully he's very, very allergic to snakes, so that evens it all out. I can't be the only one a little bit weirded out by T.O.P.M.A.N, right? I mean, his name is T.O.P.M.A.N. That's thing number 1. He lives in a jungle. There's thing number 2 for you. Some of the level is spent running through a bunker with tanks parked in the background. That would be weird thing number 3. The only thing keeping him from being just completely offensive is the lack of a Cambodian village in the outdoor sections. He's also really heavily armored, but still manages to be very quick. He also shoots fast-moving missiles and grenades that deal a pretty good amount of splash damage. I guess another weird thing about T.O.P.M.A.N might be the lack of napalm, but I guess Missile Man or Grenade Man just didn't flow well enough, even though that kind of flows just as good as any other given Mega Man name. Hey, got me. Skullman, I'm sorry dude, but your segment isn't going to be very long. It's a compliment, you're just too awesome. For Christ's sake, the dude wears a skull on his head, he's dressed in bones, his level consists of either running through caves that are lined with bones, or jumping on platforms that are made of bones. If you're not intimidated by that at least a little bit, you do have a personality disorder. That's a fact. To make him just a little bit more intimidating, he's got some enemies in his level that when you shoot them, they collapse, and then just stand back up, pick their heads up off the ground, slam them back down onto their neck holes, and keep on trying to kill you. Oh yeah, and he's got an impenetrable shield, made of skulls. Shadow Man, he's a total ninja baller. There's reason number one why he's awesome. The actual fight against him is really difficult because of his speed, how high he jumps, and how he stays right on top of you the entire time, unless he happens to be taking a couple free seconds to throw ninja stars at your face. The only crappy thing about Shadow Man is that he's ironically killed by a weapon that you steal from the corpse of the worst robot master ever. And using that weapon looks like this. So yeah, that's right, Shadow Man's weakness is somebody pirouetting into him. But you know what? His weakness isn't his fault. I'm not here to bash Shadow Man. He's still awesome. Let's get serious for a moment, folks. Alright, the Yellow Devil from Mega Man 1 is one of my all-time favorites. He's Wily's best work, as far as I'm concerned. He's been in a couple Mega Man games, but his presence in the first Mega Man game ever is undeniably epic. So you're in an empty boss room. It's the first boss in Dr. Wily's castle, and then pieces of the guy start flying in from behind you, assembling this big robot piece by piece. So we're talking about a robot that throws pieces of himself really fast across the room at you as a weapon, and he's completely invincible except for his eye, which he has closed the vast majority of the time. Now when that eye is open, it's shooting you, and jacking up the single chance you get to cause damage to the guy. It's only open for literally about 2 seconds, so if you miss, you've got to survive another sweep of the dude across the room, and try again. Basically, let me just put it this way. The first time you fight the Yellow Devil, you will die. And probably the second and third times too. I think an honorable mention should be this guy right here. Look at it, it's horrifying. He just doesn't stop coming at you, and you kill him and he comes back. It's ridiculous. None of the like real robot masters come back when you kill them. That was me crumpling up the script. Look at that.